Hi everybody, it's Vanity. I'm back. Welcome back to my channel. Before I start anything, let me just say that like I am a piece of garbage. Before I start anything, let me just say that I have no idea what's going on with me today. I have been doing like really stupid things all day and I'm just like really over energized right now. I think it's because I had a coffee before and like I normally drink a lot of coffee but like not in the summer, and since we just kind of switched over to fall I've just started having more coffee, and so I feel like I'm just kind of on a sugar rush and also on a complete tangent because this is not what the video is about today. Today's video is specifically highly requested by my cousin, and she has not left me alone about it for the past 6 months, I think. So here you go. Today I'm going to be doing the 5 reasons that I quit working at Sephora. I know I'm not the first person to do this video and I won't be the last, but I'm going to share with you why I was like, abso-fucking-lutely not. Before I start, I do have to say a couple of things. So number 1, this is an official disclaimer that the things that I say, they don't go for every Sephora, they don't go for everyone that I worked with, and they don't apply in certain situations. These are for the most part generalizations. This is actually my 3rd time trying to film this video. I tried to film it like 2 other times. I tried to film it the other times and I literally ended up either getting way too heated or way too off topic. So hopefully 3rd time is a charm. So without further ado, let's get started. Reason number 1 is the interview process. Like I said at the beginning of this video, a lot of the things that I say are generalizations and don't necessarily apply to every Sephora. I don't know what the case is with every other Sephora. I only worked at one. So that Sephora in particular had a ridiculous, nonsensical interview process that just did not make sense to my head. So basically it felt like I was trying to work at the CIA. Yes, I know Sephora is a luxury makeup store, but before we get all excited about this, let's calm the fuck down for a second and remember that Sephora is in malls. So they need to relax for like 2 seconds. They're not like this bougie ass French company from like Paris who is just like on a throne somewhere. No, they're like everywhere in a mall where the peasants and non-important people roam, so relax. And number 2, you get paid minimum wage at this job. Not that it really matters because like, I mean, you could find a great job that you get paid minimum wage at. I'm just saying that like, in this case, you get paid minimum wage and there's no commission, there's no tips, there's no nothing. You're just basically paid either minimum or like slightly above minimum depending on your experience and all of that good stuff. That being said, I want to call how ridiculous the fact is you have to pass 5 interviews to work at this place. Because like I said, it's not like some fancy ass bougie place that you're making like $38 an hour and 52 cents. Basically, the interviews were as follows. There was your standard telephone interview where like, you know, they kind of test out your personality. That's fine. Then we had a group interview, which was kind of actually ridiculous. So it's basically an interview where you get together with a bunch of other candidates and they put you in role plays to see how you would react if you were working at Sephora and someone came in to ask you about a lipstick that you don't have. So how would you react and how would you deal with this customer? I don't understand how this actually can tell people apart because I don't know one person who in an interview will turn around and be like, oh, well, I would tell the customer to shut the fuck up and get out of the store. I don't understand what the point of that was. So whatever, I miraculously made it through that crazy, intense interview and we made it to the next part. Now the next part is, I guess, I don't know if this applies to like everyone, but it applied to me because I wanted to work in the makeup section. I wanted to work in color. I wanted to work with all of the beautiful little products because in case you didn't tell, I like makeup. because I wanted to work in color, and to work in color you have to be able to do people's makeup, obviously. I did have to do the HR recruiter's makeup. I had 45 minutes, which, you know, thinking about it now and knowing how Sephora works is kind of ridiculous and a little bit of a sabotage, since most of the time you have 15 minutes to focus on one area of the face at Sephora. Like, if you go in, they'll try to trick you by saying something like, oh, come in with like a free 15 minutes with one of our beauty experts. It's bull. It is absolute bull. We are told to offer to sit you down and focus on one part of your face. So it's either your eyes, your face, your lips, your eyebrows, whatever. Focus on one area for 15 minutes in an attempt to sell you the product. You know what? If you're interested in like the different like inner secret knowledge stuff of Sephora, let me know and I can do that in another video for you. So, that was loud. Basically, you're most of the time have to sit the customer down and do that. You focus, you know, you take your 15 minutes to focus on one area of their face, and you're actually not allowed to do those 45-minute makeovers unless you are certified by Sephora. And in order to be certified by Sephora, you have to have been there working in color for a certain amount of time, and then you actually have to go take a certification test with them in order to be certified to do the beauty appointments. So having you as part of an interview do one of those 45 minutes is a little bit of a sabotage. It doesn't matter. Maybe I'm just being bitter because obviously I did not fucking make it. I was nervous as shit that day and I did not make it. So I was like, all right, well, I tried. Now, the next part of the interview process, so this is interview number 4, I had to sit down with the HR recruiter while she basically told me that I didn't succeed, but that my customer service skills were so out of the park that I should be working at Sephora anyways. And I was like, alright, cool, I guess. Like, tell me that I suck, but that I don't suck. So they offered me a position in skincare instead. I was really hesitant to do that because I did not take care of my skin at all previous to working at Sephora. When it comes to like anything makeup related, I am completely self-taught. I've never done a single makeup course, and I thought that working at Sephora would broaden my knowledge in makeup. So like I said, I wasn't really big into skincare back then. I was really afraid, but I saw that as an opening to actually get into the company and then at some point be able to work my way up to switching over into color. Shameless self-promotion here. So I decided, why not? Fuck that. I'm gonna work in skincare and we'll try it out. Now, I learned so much while I was working in skincare at Sephora. Seriously, I really did. Like, Sephora is probably, if there's one positive thing I have to say about Sephora, is that honestly, Sephora is the place to be if you have knowledge that you want. You get to intermingle with a lot of different personality types. Some are some. Others have a lot to teach you, and even if you're not being taught by your colleagues, there are brand specialists who come in regularly and will give you updates on products and, you know, different kind of things. And when there's a dead moment in the store, you can actually go like talk to them and gain their knowledge. So I mean, it's a great place to kind of finesse your talents and learn a little bit more about the makeup world and the beauty industry. So that's really one big positive of working at Sephora. But the fact is I am on a tangent, just like I told you I would be. This happens to me every time I try to film this video. Getting back to the point. After I was recommended to work in skincare by the HR lady, I had to do one final interview with the manager of the store to basically see how she felt about me personally. Which, again, think about it, is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. Basically, we started off like 8 girls. I don't think there were any guys, actually. That's unfortunate. Anyways, we started off 8 girls. So you're telling me that the HR recruiter has slimmed us down to like 3 girls, and the manager still has to take one final look. Okay, what happens if she didn't like my fucking face? Are you gonna call up one of those other girls and continue that lengthy interview process and basically just leave a spot open in Sephora for that much longer and make the load a little bit heavier on everyone else in the cast? That's the first reason. The interview process from the beginning was like just not normal. But I said, you know what? Whatever. I passed all of these interview steps. I got the job. I'm going to move on to the next horrible, horrible step, which was the training. So, reason number 2 was the training that I received. So basically, again, I don't know if this applies to every other Sephora, but the Sephora that I worked at, we had 1 full day of training. So that was 1 8-hour shift, well, theoretically 7.5-hour shift, of sitting down with the training expert, who the training expert is basically someone who was a lead and then got interested in the training world and started training. That's how you become a trainer at Sephora. There's no courses to pass, there's no specific knowledge to gain, nothing. You just have to like have pretty much been there long enough and they'll give it to you if you want it. Which is not surprising since the knowledge that we learned on our training was absolutely useless. So in order to do the job, people normally teach you, you know, correct responses or correct product types or stuff like that. No, we were supposed to be experts in all of the products that Sephora carried. And the only thing that we weren't expected to know is what year Sephora was founded, where it was founded, who it was founded by, and, you know, what kind of luxury brands is responsible for Sephora. And honestly, I can tell you that in all of my time working there, which was maybe approximately, I'll say 4 months if I'm being generous, 4 to 5 months. All of my time working at Sephora, I think exactly 0 people asked me about. 0 fucking people came in and said, hey, Melissa, let me ask you, who founded Sephora and in what year? No one fucking cares. Why are we learning shit like that? Why wouldn't you teach me about the product repertoire, about what I should be recommending to different people based on their needs? How about you train me on how to ask the needs of certain people? Granted, we are imagining that the people who are being hired by Sephora either have already done some kind of course so they know better, or they already have done some kind of training or something, or because they're working at Sephora they know all of the products, which is impossible because I've also worked at Walmart and I didn't fucking have a list of the inventory of what Walmart carries either, okay? Basically, we were taught useless complete shit and then told, all right, tomorrow you're gonna be out on the floor paired up with like a buddy. Here's another problem that I have with this fantastic training system. Being paired up with a buddy for your first day. Now you receive your headpiece, of course you can ask other cast members for help, and you have your buddy. Now I don't know if any of you guys have been in a Sephora during rush hour. Do you think my buddy or anyone else in the store had any time to come assist my newbie ass in trying to recommend like a nice moisturizer to some fucking 75-year-old woman? So basically, what I had to do in order to be effective, and I'm so sure that there are so many other people who've done this too, because yes, like I said, I'm sure you have those people who come into Sephora knowing all of their facts, or they've done a course, or they know their shit. I'm sure there are, but I'm also sure that there are others like me who just love makeup and decided to go work in that industry as an in. So what I had to do is I had to start doing homework on my own time, reading up about certain brands and learning little by little so that I could accurately recommend products to customers and I wouldn't have people coming back saying like, hey, that girl knows tits. So I went home and did homework. Like I said, honestly, there's nothing wrong with doing a little bit of extra homework when you're working somewhere. If you're really invested in your job, it's normal that you might have a little bit extra to do at night. However, the problem that I have with all of this is that these are basic things that I should have been taught in my training. But no, I was not taught that in my training. And I got in trouble for it more than once. Because here we move into the next piece of why I left that garbage company, is the expectations that you are expected to uphold as an employee of Sephora. So, because it was founded in Paris and it's part of the luxury line and it's all bougie and shit, you are expected to act like a princess, serving the queen. You are not allowed to lean. You're not allowed to be on the floor if you do not have a full face of makeup. You're not allowed to stand idle anywhere. You're not allowed to, you know, just basically exist without I can't even tell you how many times I actually just got yelled at by the boss because my face dared to have an expression that was not. Just to give you an idea. So these are the expectations. Like, I think I was caught once leaning because the store was completely dead. I had just cleaned up my section and my feet were killing me. This is a job that you spend the entire day on your feet. I am a fat fucking woman, so it hurt a little bit at the beginning getting used to that period. My section was clean, there's no one in the goddamn store, I'm leaning up on the side somewhere, and I got called to the back and I got yelled at. I was once looking for a product, and when the manager told me where it was and I was like, oh, I didn't even know he carried it, she yelled at me because my facial expression was something other than. Honestly, this kind of expectations for me being paid $12 an hour, 12 Canadian dollars an hour, bitch. Now, fourth reason on my wonderful list is some of those colleagues. Like I mentioned a little bit earlier in this video, some of the colleagues you meet there they're beautiful people, they're amazing inside and out. They love makeup like you do, and they're just there to rep the product, and they want to genuinely help people get the best product because they love what they're doing. Then you have others who think, I don't know, they've been drinking the Sephora water for too long and they think they're in fucking Hollywood. They think that there's some kind of glamorous makeup artist. They don't fraternize with anyone else. Or if they do, it's like super condescending, super patronizing. They're pushing their knowledge in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable. They're pushing sales on every sorts of customer. Like, it doesn't matter if you've got like that 80-year-old lady who like accidentally stumbled into Sephora because she thought it said Bath and Body Works or something. No, they're gonna try and push a sale on her too. Like, oh my god, old lady, come here. You are vulnerable. Please buy some of our like $300 creams. And it's so gross. It is so gross to watch them try to take advantage of people like this. Or you have like this middle-aged woman who, I guess she comes in because she's starting to feel her age a little bit and she's really uncomfortable and she's never worn makeup before in her life. She doesn't know how to do anything. She doesn't even know how to like put on lip gloss. And she's coming in because she wants help, and then you have these bitches who are like, here, why don't you buy this dip brow? Here, why don't you buy this liquid lipstick? Here, why don't you buy this bronzing palette? Why don't you buy this highlighting palette? And this poor middle-aged lady is sitting there like, alright, I'm gonna buy all of this shit because it's gonna make me pretty and my husband's not gonna fucking leave me after I put on all of this shit, right? But she goes home, she just spent like $400 and she has no idea how to use any of those products. And I feel so bad for these people, like, who are just literally vulnerable and are taken advantage of. It's like so stupid. I offended some of my stuff over there, it all fell. Now, the fifth and final reason that I left Sephora, because as if all of this shit wasn't traumatizing enough. You know, like at the end of the day, if you have a crappy work environment, but you've got a boss who's like there for you, you know, like is your homie, it's your G, then you can kind of tough it out. In Sephora, I guarantee you, that's not what's gonna happen. The boss, when I was there, was probably one of the most horrible twisted and cruel women that I've ever met in my entire life. I am so sorry if you are watching this because I kind of feel like a total bitch saying it out loud, but you are evil. This was just a woman who apparently like took delight in just destroying your soul. Like I said, I would get yelled at if my facial expression wasn't correct. I would get yelled at if my posture wasn't correct. I got yelled at multiple times because I wasn't assaulting our customers enough. Because I would ask somebody, do you need help? And when they would tell me, no, I'm good, thanks, I would get yelled at for not insisting on helping them. Yes, that's the kind of place Sephora is. You know how we walk around and offer you those lovely little baskets? Well, it's to ensure that you're not stealing anything from us. Just to give you an idea, that's the kind of management that they want here. They want people to encourage you to go ahead and assault the customers, make sure they're either buying something or they're leaving to make space for someone who will be buying something. If they look unsure, you're not supposed to leave them alone and let them think. No, you're supposed to basically go, well, I see that you're looking at this. Do you want me to put it on for you? Do you want me to get someone to assist you to put that on? Do you want us to teach you how to do this? Basically, you've got like I said, that fucking middle-aged woman who's like looking at a dip brow like, what the hell is this? And I'm supposed to be sitting there shoving it down her throat, getting everyone in the store to come help her put it on so that she can buy it. It's awful. It's actually awful. That's why literally the majority of my Sephora shopping, I do it online so I don't have to deal with them, because I kind of get a little sick to my stomach every time I walk in and someone's like, do you want a basket? That's basically the reason that I could not support working at Sephora. It was just one thing after another. Like the beginning, I thought to myself, okay, I'll just deal with it. Maybe it's just me who's being excessive and being dramatic, because if you haven't been able to tell by now, I'm a touch excessive and dramatic. But like the more and more and more that I worked there and the more and more and more that I saw shit, I just said, nope, I cannot do this. I am not gonna be one of those fake ass bitches who sells my soul to just push sales on poor people who have no idea what they're doing. So that is the reason that I left Sephora. Like I said, on the positive side, I did learn a lot of really cool things while working there, so it wasn't a complete negative, but I did learn some cool stuff. I did make some good friends that I am still in contact with today that I actually think are super amazing people. Basically, that is my story. So, if you are interested in knowing anything else about my time at Sephora, please be sure to let me know in the comments. If you're interested in me doing other videos based on working at Sephora and inside Sephora knowledge, again, leave a comment, let me know. Let me know what you actually think about this lipstick. It's a new lipstick that I just tried and I'm kind of feeling it. Let me know. If you have no requests for any videos, if you have requests for any videos, just let me know how you feel about this lipstick on me. What do you think? You think I pull it off, or like... Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you are looking forward to the videos that I'm going to be posting over the next 2 months. Well, month and a half, I guess. We're coming up to Christmas. I'm very excited. I love Christmas. It's my second favorite holiday. My first is Halloween. I am so excited. I have so much planned, and I'm telling you, I don't know what's wrong with me today. I think it's the coffee. But I thank you again a million times for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye, love you!